All right, gentlemen, we are back for another episode, and we have a very special guest, our college friend, Bark Maley.
We should probably introduce him by his real name at some point.
All right.
Also
Mark
known as
Bailey.
Mark Bailey.
Yeah.
We're so glad he's here hanging out with us today. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a fun episode. And once again, we're recording late at night. Probably a little slap happy too, right?
I think it's just a little bit. Yep.
But it's going to be
I'm
fun.
perfectly fine. I don't know what you guys, what your problem is.
Michael and I both have young children.
I know.
exactly.
Excuses,
And,
excuses.
Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of, how's Mia sleeping these days?
You know,
These nights.
Yes, these nights. There has been a bit of a regression. For a long time, she was just an amazing sleeper, just like her mom. But yeah, like we had a couple of weeks where she was waking up 6 to 9 times every night. Now it's only a few.
All right.
So, you know, it's getting a little bit better. But yep, just taking it a day at a time. So, Ben, how are you sleeping?
Oh, I'm great, man. Like I said, before we started recording, like they were complaining about how late it is. It's like 11. Is it even 11?
No,
it's
not-
10:30.
not
It's
even 11,
10:30. I'm usually up till at least midnight, maybe 1 most
Okay.
nights. So I'm
Yeah.
good. I sleep fine. So, but I also don't have kids. So that's,
Just depends.
yeah.
It is the weekend, so I can stay up a little late. My wife said so. So.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, that's good.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, for those who don't know, well, from most of you, Mark is visiting from South Korea, so where he has been the past decade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
10 years.
In August.
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. But yeah, we're glad to have you and join us for this little thing we do.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so just a quick, fun trivia fact, because, you know, I love trivia, and I'm kind of the trivia master in this group.
Obviously.
I'm sorry, didn't one of us host a trivia contest
It
for a
used
while?
to. I'm retired right now.
Yeah, he's retired, so I
Semi-retired.
took over.
Okay, gotcha.
The intro and outro music to our podcast was written by Mark Bailey, and then Ben Wong and myself. And we wrote it and recorded it during our college years. We'll maybe in the link in the show notes, we'll put our band Facebook page or something. And
Don't link that. It's not been touched in 10 years.
Yeah, really.
Our last one was like, hey, we're going to work on recording more songs, and then we never did. So let's not link there.
Yeah, but anyway, but that's yeah. So the intro song to our
Yeah.
podcast is the one that we wrote. So we
Then I
fun
took
little
it
Easter egg.
Yeah, I took it and took out some of the vocals and
Mhm.
made it into a loop.
Rude.
And now we got, sorry.
We have not paid Mark any royalties.
That's really the reason why.
I mean, he gets 1% of what we make.
I
Which
didn't
is
want,
0.
exactly. I just didn't want to be sued by Mark, because I used his voice without his permission. So
Mhm. All the way from South Korea, he sued you. Anyway,
yeah,
Oh,
let's
man.
go ahead and hit that.
Yeah.
We want to introduce the episode, get this all official started. Except for we're not using our usual,
Yes.
because today we're going to be talking about a pretty awesome show. So let's go ahead and introduce this. Hello and welcome to Fandom of Fandoms, the show where every single episode we are diving into worlds that fans love most. And tonight we are going to be talking about the show Taskmaster with our friend Mark, and it's going to be a fun conversation, and we're just happy that we've got this time to spend together and hang out. So thanks for being here, and let's go ahead and kick this off.
yeah, definitely. Well, we usually kind of start with everyone's background on the topic. So, Taskmaster, Nick, what is your background on the TV show?
I, up until today, had seen some clips of it. I was vaguely aware of I knew who Greg Davies is and what he had been in previous to this show. But outside of that, I didn't really know the basis of how the show worked. I had just seen like certain tasks that they had completed. And was always intrigued. Like I always wanted to watch an entire episode, so I was glad to get to do that today. But before today, I had never seen a full episode. What about you, Ben?
Probably about a year ago, maybe a little over. Like you was getting fed a lot of the shorts on Facebook or Instagram or something, and got intrigued enough that I looked it up on YouTube. And one of the great things about this show is that all the episodes are available for free on YouTube, so you can watch the entire thing. And so I went down a rabbit hole and binged most of them, maybe about
Nice.
half.
Yeah.
About half, I would say. But yeah, I watched a good amount of them. Michael, you said nothing for you?
Yeah, so I feel like I'm the one in this group that just never has background on stuff. I feel like
That's
I'm saying
okay.
this. I'm saying
We're
this
here to
every
introduce
week.
you to things.
Yeah, you guys have exposed me to just so much. Yeah, so I have no background on the TV show. I do know Greg Davies. I recognized him when we started watching an episode. But yeah, we watched an episode right before we hit record, and we were all dying laughing. So I definitely enjoyed my first exposure to it.
It's a funny show, very funny. There's a lot of good laughing moments for sure, and all of them. I think what was it? All the main characters or the main people in the show. They're
Contestants.
all contestants. There's a better word. Contestants, characters,
The main characters.
Yeah.
I mean,
characters. Yeah, I
There are
got
some characters.
Yeah, there are.
Are they mostly comics then, or are they all comics? Is
Yeah.
that okay?
or comedic actors at the very least.
Okay.
I mean,
Mostly. There are a few like MCs, although they do New Year's specials
Oh, okay.
that are
with normies.
Yeah. Not the peasants, but
Yeah.
just non-comedic celebrities.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha. Well, before we kind of ask Mark about his background with the show, why don't I give a quick, intro and summary of the show? Let's see here. So Taskmaster, it's a British comedy panel show where comedians compete in absurd, creative, and often ridiculous challenges designed to test ingenuity, lateral thinking, stubbornness, and comedic chaos rather than just traditional skill. So contestants earn points based on how well they complete tasks, with the winner crowned Taskmaster Champion of the series. So it's the same contestants throughout the whole
Series, yeah.
series. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not like just one episode. You have different contestants. So the show was created by comedian Alex Horne, who originally invented the concept as a live comedy show at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in 2010. But then obviously I got picked up as a TV show. So, but anyway, Mark, what is your what's your background with the show? How'd you get into it?
Well, I got into it during COVID times, or towards the end of COVID times in 2021. They were doing Series 12, and one of my friends had sent me a link to a specific game that they thought I would like, or task. And after that, I just started getting all kinds of clips, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to watch this. That series wasn't finished, so I just decided to go back to the beginning, because by the time I got to that series, it would be finished. And
Yeah.
then I have since watched every series more than once.
Wow.
And I always
Nice.
I always see things that I've never seen before, like tasks I don't remember having watched before
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there have been 20 series so far.
So far, yeah. And they recently announced the cast for Series 21.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that there have been about 100 contestants, not including the New Year's stuff or because five
There
per
have
series.
been 100 contestants.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. I didn't know there were 100 comedians in Great Britain.
This guy's got jokes.
Yeah. Well done. You could be a comedian in Great Britain. That'd be.
No, no one would want that.
Well, Mark, what keeps pulling you back to Taskmaster? Because I know you said you rewatch it a lot. So, like, what keeps you coming back to it?
Well, for me, because I was watching it during COVID times, it was a bit of a comfort show. So I do find it very comforting. But also, as you know, I'm a very sarcastic man. And a lot of the
No.
British humor. So, like, the British humor really suits my tastes quite well.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I love a good challenge, like puzzles and like thinking of ways to do things. So it's very thought provoking.
Yeah. One of my favorite things on this the show is when one of the contestants finds a loophole in the rules that Alex sets up and completely like does whatever it is in like 5 seconds as opposed to like 10 minutes it's supposed to take because they've just found a loophole and good times. Just again, sometimes they luck into it, but sometimes they really thought about it. So yeah. Man. What do you think makes it stand out from other sort of panel shows, British or not otherwise?
I think probably it's just the ridiculousness of it. It's completely for pure fun, but there is an element of competition as well. And they always release 2 versions, like the uncensored version and then a family-friendly version.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, like families can watch it with kids as well. There's a junior Taskmaster.
Oh yeah.
But where they had kids
really?
do it.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I think, it's just like the ridiculousness. And then also people love to think, oh, what would I do? Because we're all really self-involved. So
Right.
So
yeah.
I guess this is I don't know if you know the answer to this question or not, but obviously it's got to be pretty popular in Britain if they're putting out a junior Taskmaster and stuff like that. Is it pretty what like is it like primetime TV in that area? Do you know?
I don't know what time it airs.
I don't know, I'm just curious.
It did get picked up by, is it TV4?
Channel 4, TV4,
Yeah,
something like that.
something like that. It was originally on a lesser known, I think it was lesser known, but it's on like one of the big channels now.
Here's the other thing that I was just thinking, like, you know, you were talking about the panel TV shows. Do we, like, in the United States really have panel TV shows other than, like, talking head news nonsense? Like,
I mean,
and maybe some
have.
sports shows. I can think of,
Yeah.
like, some panel, you know, pardon the interruption or whatever, like those sorts of things. But I can't really
Yeah.
think of that many panel TV shows in the United States. I don't know.
Well, there used to be Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
yeah.
Hollywood Squares.
I just introduced you to Dropout TV
Yes.
with Game Changer
Glorious.
and Make Some Noise and stuff like that.
Mm.
So there's some things out there, but not quite to the level of which I think it is over in England.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
not knowing, but
England's got several. I mean, that's, you know, because we were talking about earlier the 8 out of 10 cats, like those are, you know, other panel shows and stuff like that they do there, and some other stuff. I mean, I'm sure they exist, but I just don't think that they're primetime TV, like they're getting spots on you know, the main channels in the United States.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I don't really know the last time I watched just like primetime TV. Like, I don't think I even have TV channels.
yeah.
Okay,
Streaming only over there.
yeah,
at the Grenier
our
household.
listeners out there, if anyone has a Roku, do you just get channels? Like, I don't know, I have no clue. You know, like we kind of just use our streaming services to watch old movies and shows, and like that's all we watch. So
It sadly has been more of a
Yeah.
dying medium of like those experiences that we can all have together.
right,
So
Yeah.
as we've talked about I have talked about, I guess I don't know if you guys have agreed with me or not, but a lot of it going on. Like there's just not a lot of shared experiences that we all like, oh, everybody's watching this same show or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe that'd be something. I'm intrigued by panel TV shows. Like when you do see it, I think of, I mean, I feel like most of the shows in you know, Great Britain are like these comedy. They've got so many panel TV shows. I think the Graham Norton show, that's also another panel show.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They just do it a lot over there. Are they just better at the panel TV show than the Americans? I guess they've mastered it.
I mean, I guess,
Yeah, they mastered
James Corden, when he had a talk show, would do the same thing where he'd have multiple guests on at the same
Oh,
time.
yeah.
So,
yeah.
but he was also from England. So.
right.
Well, Mark, why don't we break down a little bit of an episode, just like for those who may not know anything about Taskmaster. So, again, it's 5 contestants, 5 comedians from mostly England, some other ones, but just, again, that sort of sense of humor. And they start off with a prize task. Why don't you tell us a little bit about a prize task?
All right. So, well, for context, the contestants do tasks at a house that are pre-recorded, and then they come in for studio sessions.
Yeah.
Where they watch those tasks and then they're analyzed and either rated by how they did or just by how the taskmaster wants to do it. But there are 2 in-studio tasks. The first being the prize task, where they are given a prompt of like what kind of prize to bring, like the best shiny thing or something like that. And then everyone brings it in, they pitch it, and then Greg votes on them, gives points based on what he thinks, how they fill the prompt, and just whether he likes it or not. And then at the end of the episode, whoever wins that episode gets all of those prizes.
Yeah. So the episode we watched, the prizes were the coolest thing you found in a trash bin,
Yeah.
but they call it a
skip?
skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird British term. And so that was pretty funny. You know, they have like a bunch of random items, and you know, and them being comedians, like the way they present the items is hilarious. You know, they just know how to deliver. Like, you know.
All right, so I just thought of a question here. Do you think that they legitimately are bringing those things in, or do you think production is just saying like, all right, here's these 5 items that we think would be funny, and they're just telling him like, all right, here's what you brought, make it funny.
They legitimately bring them in. Originally, they were very different types of prizes. They were actually bringing in things like from their homes that were kind of important.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
like one guy brought in his wedding ring, or he also had brought in a snow globe that was a gift from his sister-in-law, and it had on the inside had like pictures of his children.
Oh my gosh.
And there will still be some things like that on occasion where like
Yeah.
someone in a recent season like brought in like a portrait that a fan did of them or something like
Yeah.
that. There's things like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then there's some contestants get really creative and will make their own thing that fits the category, and it's hard to explain without seeing it. But
Okay.
yeah. So I think they do like probably 90% of the time at least.
I was just
legitimately bring
thinking like
something
the
in.
one that we watched. I felt like those could have been easily like just here's an the production was just like, hey, here's the funny things, and I just want you to like say something crazy about it or what you found.
They
this
did
thing.
feel a little contrived, like the items they brought in, but
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was just natural, and it just came across as like, I don't know. Maybe they were trying to be just off the cuff or dumb about it. I don't know.
I think for that specific episode, this was series 12, 13,
No, 13,
series
yep.
13, episode 1. So I don't know if I believe Artel actually found that trophy in a skip, but
yeah.
he just did it because he thought the story would be funny about
Yeah.
trying to please daddy, and then
Yeah, exactly.
But I fully believe Bridget's story about finding the will and having it hung up.
I know, it's so
But, like,
funny.
she's such an eccentric woman.
Yeah.
And like in the best way possible.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, and then the now classics, she probably just like found it in a drawer or something. Like, I don't know for sure, obviously I
Who
don't know
knows?
this
Yeah.
woman, but but some of them I think they really take it seriously and they go like
Sure.
all out, and then sometimes it's just gotta get it done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But then they only get 1 point. But
Yeah.
so we brought up Greg. Greg Davies is the Taskmaster, the host of the show, and who all the contestants are trying to appease. And then he's also got his little assistant, Alex Horne, who is actually the creator of the show that we mentioned. But he plays a certain character that how would you describe him, Mark?
Well, first off, personal opinion, I think Alex Horne might be the funniest man alive. Like, he's absolutely hysterical. And in this show, he's like an
Is he like a court
assistant.
jester?
Maybe a little.
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
He's an assistant, and he really plays up like the
Subservience to-
the
yeah.
subservient,
Yeah,
like
The
yeah.
Greg.
mistreated assistant.
Yeah.
The Dobby.
doing
bit.
everything to please master to gain his approval.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean,
Yeah.
like that's a lot of the relationship between the two on the show, because it's all for laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
And then the rest of the contestants will often join in
Yeah.
making fun of Alex and bullying him a little bit, but in a fun way. I mean, yeah.
And there have been points where
The fun kind of bully.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, teasing.
Teasing,
And there have been
yes.
points where like they'll do something to Alex, and Greg will be like, "I'm going to give you a bonus point."
Oh, that's funny.
I remember
gosh.
one time they're like, "I'm going to give you 1 point because you talked well of Alex, and I don't like him."
That's so funny.
All right. Well, after the prize task, we get into usually 3-ish normal tasks, which have, like you said, been pre-recorded. What were some of the ones that we just saw, just for context?
So the first task of this series was they had to find 10 ducks in the lab. Like fairly simple, but not so simple because it's not just little ducks that were hidden. There was a sound machine that made ducks hidden inside of a chicken. There were like the French word for duck like written on the wall. There was UV light.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then a duck on the task, and then Judy Love found a stray duck is what they said, but it had been put there for another task
Yeah.
that they had forgotten.
That real, that really like gave me escape room vibes. On
Oh,
this
yeah.
search.
Yeah, it
They
did.
have done actual escape room type tasks
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh man. Okay, and then after after each of those, again, like there are points awarded. First place gets 5, second 4, etc. These are tallied up throughout the whole episode, and it ends with a live task.
Yes. Oh, and this live task, like this episode's live task was a good one.
Yeah.
They're not all that exhilarating to watch, but like some of them, this one was like a counting game, but they kept adding rules. Like you had to pronounce certain numbers wrong. You had to do something at the same time. Like you squat when you say odd numbers, jump when you say
Even
even
yeah.
numbers.
They changed the language.
Yep.
Yeah,
They had to count
changed
a
the
different language.
Yeah, you had to pretend to be sick after a word with a single E.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I would have been so bad at that
Oh,
game.
yeah.
It was
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
I know.
so
It would've been
angry.
How could
impossible.
you not be? I don't know how they got as far as they did.
Yeah,
Man.
but it was funny how quickly it escalated because the first set of rules, like jump on or squat on odd numbers, jump on even numbers, like when in my head I was thinking like, oh, that sounds pretty hard. But then when they did it, I was like, oh, that really wasn't anything. But then by the second set of
Oh, yeah.
rules, it was like
Oh.
insane, like impossible to follow. You know,
Mm.
it was such a drastic like change.
Yeah, there's spinning involved in multiples
Yeah.
of 3
Yeah.
or there was a lot. Yeah, so then at the end, like you said, all these points get tallied up and the winner takes home all the prizes from the first round. Yeah, but then this is over 10 episodes of series and those points add up and the overall winner gets a golden head of Greg Davies.
That's true.
What a great prize.
Yeah.
And then every 5 seasons, they bring back the 5 champions from the previous 5 seasons.
That's pretty cool.
And
Yeah.
they
Kind
do
of a Hunger
a-
Games situation.
Champion of champions.
They
Yes.
do champion of champions, and they get the body,
The body of Greg.
so they
Yep.
can fit the
Oh,
head on
that's
top. So then they
fun.
just have a Greg statue at their house.
Okay. Here, question: how many of them do you think actually have that, or it's just like one singular prop that they just award?
I actually have no idea.
Okay.
Good question.
But I do know it did come back in one series for a prize task. Someone brought in one of the Taskmaster trophies because
That's
she
funny.
had found it just in the garage on a shelf of a previous champion's
Oh
house.
my gosh, that's funny.
I'm just thinking about just how absurd it is that that's the prize for this. That that they're working towards for 10 episodes and like all of that. I know it's real. I mean, let's be real. It's not about the prize. It's about the laughs. It does have like that same kind of quality. We were just talking about whose line is it anyway. It's goofy. It's all for the fun of it. Like, yeah, you're throwing in elements of a competition, but in reality, it's all about the laughs. It's all about the fun along the way, right? Like,
It really is. But I mean, they do get paid for doing the show.
sure.
yeah, and if you're a medium sized comedian, like going on a show like this is probably amazing for the
Yeah.
It has
exposure and
Done a lot for a lot of.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have some of them like exploded off of the show? Has there been like examples?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't have to. If you can't
I'm trying to think of
examples,
who
but-
because like last month after I had rewatched the entire series twice in a row, I was just like I was like Googling like this person Taskmaster popularity, and a lot of them were saying, oh, they gained significant like popularity after their performance on Taskmaster. They started like some of them will talk about, oh, they started getting more gigs or more offers and things like that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes sense.
I can see that. I think that speaks to the show's popular. Like, it's got to be something that's more prime time, anyways. Like, you've got to have a lot of people that are watching it, a lot of eyeballs, because I mean, your social media clips are only gonna get you so far. Like, not everybody's paying attention to that enough to like go and watch the full episodes or what. It might lead you to it, but like you're not usually gonna just off of the clips that the show produces gonna get a lot of recognition from that. I wouldn't think, anyways. But
Right.
Potentially. Well, hard to say. Well, Mark, we've talked a little bit about now the basics of it. So if someone were to get started after hearing some of this, where would you suggest they start?
I mean, that really depends on the kind of person you are. For me, I'm start at the beginning, just go straight through. But I would say there are a few seasons that would be really good for starting. For like the reason I chose Series 13, because that one has a great cast. They're all hilarious. There's a good dynamic between them all. Season 5 also has a really good cast. I think for Americans, maybe Series 19, because
Okay.
Jason Mantzoukas.
Mantzoukas, and he's not the first American on the show because in season 12, season 12, there was Desiree Birch, who is American, but she's based in England. He is the first U.S. based Taskmaster candidate. Yeah, I think maybe those would be the ones that I would recommend first if you're not the kind to just start at the beginning.
I think if I'm being real, like the first season that I want to watch is the one with Jason on it because
It is.
he's hilarious.
He is hilarious. He has said that his goal was to dismantle, disrupt, and demolish everything, like set on fire, engulf in flames. That's the phrase he used. Engulf in flames.
You said he was Series 5?
19.
No, he was
19,
Series 19.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So a fairly recent one.
Yeah.
And let's see, it's 21. One of the people they've announced is Kumail Nanjiani.
Yes.
So he's really big. You would know him if you saw him.
I think I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah. You would recognize him. I think wasn't he in Marvel recently as one of the blanking.
He's
Was
an Indian guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What was the superhero movie? Like it's a squad of
It's a fair
Give me
question.
1 second. The Eternals.
Eternals.
The Eternals.
I was thinking like Invincibles. I was like, that's not it. Eternals. Yeah, he was one of the Eternals.
He
Yeah.
was in Kenobi, I believe.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was the fake Jedi.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He was really funny in that, so I'd be interested in watching him. He's a pretty funny guy.
Yeah, I do. As much as I despise Kenobi and the Eternals,
Oh,
Shots fired. Here we go.
I do love him as an actor. He is really entertaining. He's likable.
Oh, man.
He was in Only Murders in the Building too. He was one of the neighbors.
Oh,
Yeah, I enjoyed him in that too.
he's got a
Anyway.
very interesting like delivery style too. He's got the straight man kind of just very stone faced and delivering ridiculous lines.
He reminds me of Taika Waititi, honestly. I feel
bit.
like they kind of
I could see that.
they have a similar style.
Yeah.
Like Anyway,
gosh. Well, Mark, next up we have our elevator pitch or impassioned plea. So if you were to try to convince someone 30 seconds or so to watch it, what would you say?
Watch it. Like, just do it. Like, you won't regret it. I don't know. All the cool kids do it. I don't know what I would say. Like,
It's like peer pressure. Them. That's the.
I don't know. I'd just get a gun and be like, do it now.
Whoa.
Wow, we're going dark here. All right.
Oh, my bad. No, I don't know. I think I would just, I would pretty much just be like, this show will make you feel better during these stressful times in which we live. You won't regret it.
Awesome.
I love a good comedy show too. Like when
Yeah.
we're thinking about the aspects of it. Like going back to the panel TV show kind of deal that we've got late night television, but not it's not to the same cat. Like it's not quite the same. There
It's
are
not
goofy
funny either.
I'll
things.
say, yeah, the point of this is pure comedy. There's no like through line you got to follow. There's no character development that you're worried about.
Yeah.
Really, it's all just
Well,
okay. Maybe
I
for
don't
some
know
of
about
them, but
Yeah.
I would say maybe it's got something for everybody because the tasks are extremely varied. And then for me, I love witty banter.
yeah, there's absolutely
and
a lot
there's
of that.
so much witty banter.
There's a lot of like I'm thinking in comedy when like something is funny because of the awkwardness of it, and there's a lot of that.
That's British humor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
And that's little Alex Horne.
That's little Alex Horne.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll dive into some deeper questions around the rest of the culture.
All right, I'm into this. I feel like we're on the show. All right, we are back from our break. I wanted to point out to our listeners that we normally drink, Coke or cherry Coke. If you watch on YouTube, we have our Fandom mugs. However, to stay on theme, we are drinking tea, and we
Need to
thought,
add some sweetener to mine as we speak. Actually.
yeah, go ahead and take that.
But yeah.
Yeah, we thought British comedy show it'd only be appropriate to drink tea. Anyway, so we're gonna jump into our fandom culture segment. So, Mark, what are some? Tell us about some content outside of the main show.
So outside the main show, there are lots of different types of content. Actually, first there are many offshoots in different countries. There was an there was an American for 1, maybe 2 seasons. I don't know. I know that Taskmaster Australia and Taskmaster New Zealand are both really popular. I study Norwegian a little bit, so I watched the first episode of the Norwegian version of Taskmaster. It had the guys from Ylvis, What Does the Fox Say? Guys, they were in the first season.
That's funny.
And then outside that, there are also 2 podcasts.
Okay.
There's just Taskmaster the podcast, where they go through. It's hosted by Ed Gamble, who was the Series 9 champion, I believe, and he has a guest, usually someone else who is also a contestant, but Greg and Alex have also been on it, and they go through and analyze an episode like task by task. The other one is called Taskmaster, the People's Podcast, hosted formerly by Lou Sanders, who was champion of one of these series. But I think she left, and then another contestant from another series did it. That one, they interview fans.
Oh,
Nice.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
But there are also board games. There's a book of quotes, because
Oh yes,
so many quotes from the show.
especially taken out of context.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Actually, the title of each episode is sort of a random quote. Yeah, taken
Okay.
out of context.
Yeah.
Actually, the one we watched was called "That's the Sound of Blue" or something like that.
I was just thinking, so Greg Davies is a big part of the show. On these offshoots, I mean, who are they getting to do the task mastering?
They have people
yeah.
from their respective, like comedians, like famous, funny men or women,
Yeah.
who from their respective countries. Actually, one of the podcasts has contestants and the Taskmaster's assistants from the offshoots
Oh, nice.
on.
Oh, that's cool.
To analyze the tasks.
Yeah, that's really cool. Nice. Wow, that's great. Yeah, it's funny. I didn't realize there was so much content outside the show. I mean, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
your British panel show, you wouldn't think there'd be that much, but that's really cool.
It's cool that it's made it into different countries. and
Yeah,
they've,
that's
kinda
cool too. Yeah.
Changed it into different.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I actually, as you know, my birthday was Monday. Before I was coming home, because I was going to come home in October, I had actually set up tasks because my birthday was on the Lunar New Year holiday in
Oh
Korea.
yeah.
So we were going to travel to another city, like stay in a hotel or something. And then I was going to be a taskmaster. And we were
Nice.
going to do tasks. and things.
Mark, you would make a good taskmaster. Honestly, I would.
Thank you.
We should do this.
Yeah, you would actually.
Can
Yeah.
I call dibs on being the assistant?
His tasks are gonna be like, all right, do the laundry, do the dishes, vacuum.
But make
Yeah.
it fun.
Yeah, make it fun. No, that's great. Are there any hot takes either inside the fandom or that you have yourself about the show?
Well, I mean, probably. I would say on the podcasts, the Ed Gamble or the guest will often give their own hot takes because they often are like, I don't agree with Greg on this, or I don't agree with the fans on this.
Right.
I would say for me, I know a lot of people find the COVID seasons not as good, but I think maybe it's because that's when I started watching. Those are some of my favorites. But I don't know what I would say, like, hot take wise. I do often disagree with Greg, but
Who doesn't?
Yeah,
Oh man.
that's funny.
Well, let's go ahead. I think we've already talked about the creators, right? Let's jump into our group discussion. You guys good with that?
Yeah,
Let's
can we do
that.
some Would You Rather?
Would
this
you
this is our
rather?
favorite segment. That's my favorite segment.
Yeah. All right. Let's go into some Would You Rather. I'm going to thank Ben once again. He's the one that developed these questions this time. Mark, would you rather go to the filming of the tasks on the site or be in the studio audience during the actual episode?
Oh, I would rather be in the studio audience
Okay.
unless I'm the one doing the tasks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because half the show is like the banter between Greg and Alex and the contestants and like their reactions, you know?
And there's so much that gets cut out of the broadcast. It would be so fun to like see
Yeah.
how passionately they really argue.
Yeah.
That's
There are
good.
bloopers too, which there's bloopers because like Greg will flub like his line reading of like introducing the next task or something like that, and they're amusing.
He said there was something ridiculous that he had to say in that first episode that I was like, man, the writers, I feel like they were just, because he even cracked up.
Yeah.
In the
Mid
episode.
intro,
He did.
What was that?
I don't know. It was something super dumb, and I thought, I feel like his writers are messing with him. Right
Oh yeah,
now.
100%.
Making him say something to dumb or ridiculous.
Yeah.
Would you rather come up with the tasks or test them out?
Oh, I think I would rather come up with the tasks
Okay.
because I love world building.
That's kind of what it is, honestly, in a lot of ways.
How about this one? Would you rather take on some tasks solo or be put on a team?
Well, you have to do both.
I know, but I'm just for which would you think you'd have more fun with, a solo task or a team task?
I think it depends on the task. I
Okay.
love shared experiences, but I think I'd probably get like, if you're holding me back, we're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Would you rather make Alex or Greg unexpectedly crack up? Break character.
Yep.
Alex.
Yeah.
Because
Alex was
Greg,
definitely much more stoic throughout the whole
that's like
thing.
his thing though. Like Greg
Yeah.
openly like laughs at things. So I think if you get Alex to break character, that's a big deal.
You
Yeah.
earned it. Yeah.
Like there are compilations of Alex breaking character because of how like
Ridiculous someone is. Yeah.
Would you rather be remembered as a chaotic but hilarious contestant or the confident and competent one?
probably chaotic and hilarious because that's just how I live my life.
That tracks. That's what I figured you'd pick. But, you know, you never know. Gosh, well, that'll bring us into our broader discussion with some other questions that we've put together. So let's see. I'm going to start with the very first one, which is if you had to assemble a fantasy team of contestants who have been on the show to make up a dream cast. You don't have to list all 5, but who would be some of your top picks?
Okay, a fantasy team. So like wizards.
No. Like, of the contestants who have been on, who would your dream cast be of past contestants?
Of past contestants. Not like,
Yes,
not
a
thinking
griffin, the wizard, like you said. Yeah.
or not like other comedians who haven't done it or anything.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Past contestants.
That was actually how I took that question. That's a
Okay.
separate question. We'll come back to that one.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
Of past contestants, that's so hard. I think I would love for Bridget Christie to come back because of how much she upsets Alex. There are 2 types of contestants that I really like. The ones who are super gung-ho and like happy about it, and then the underdog.
Mhm.
So I think if I were going to pick 5, Bridget Christie, Nick Muhammad.
Okay.
I kind of want to go back like early because I feel like some people in the early seasons, there were fewer episodes. They started with only 6 episodes per season. So I'd like to give some of the early people more of a chance. Maybe Roisin Conati from the first series. It's so hard.
Like I said, don't have to do all 5. I think
Okay,
that's a good list to start with.
Can I go off script here and ask for the whole group, what would your celebrity dream celebrity cast be?
Yeah.
Like so you're the 5th person.
Mhm.
Who are the other 4 people you
Oh,
want to be on the
wow.
show with? You
Another
know?
4. That'd be tough.
Well, I'm just going to be picking people I want to meet.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I'm thinking who would be like the most hysterical to watch. Oh man.
I'm gonna put Jason Segel on.
That'd be-
Yeah,
I think
that's
he'd be a
fair.
good one.
That's fair.
He could be genuine, but also could be ridiculous. Like
I think Nick Offerman for me. He'd want to be
that'd
one
be
of
good.
mine.
Yeah.
We're just gonna pick people from our favorite sitcoms.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
basically.
Maybe Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he would be a good host.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Oh,
He'd
he
be a
would
good
look good Alex
Taskmaster.
Horne.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the
Shoot,
assistant.
who's oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name right now. He's super popular comic. Did the skit, the George Washington skit on
Nate
SNL.
Bargatze.
Yes.
Nate Bargatze. Yeah,
He would be very funny.
yeah, for sure.
Very dry. Yeah.
He'd be a good one. I was just also thinking, oh my gosh, oh shoot, who plays Nick Peralta or Jake Peralta?
Andy
Jake-
Samberg.
Andy
I
Samberg.
was gonna
Yeah.
say Jake.
Ah,
But yeah,
Andy
I would
Samberg.
love Andy Samberg as well.
That'd be
yeah.
a funny one.
Oh,
Get some
For
females
sure.
in there.
what
I
about
would
that
say.
Japanese
Yeah.
comedian. I cannot think of her name. Starts with an A.
Isn't it
I don't know.
AO something? No.
I'm gonna look her up.
I was thinking, who is it from Always Sunny?
Which one?
Deandra.
Danny
Yeah.
DeVito.
Oh, Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito would be amazing too.
No, I mean he's Danny DeVito. I like
Complete
to
chaos
just,
gremlin. I mean,
insult it, or just throw him into anything. He can be funny anywhere.
Maybe
but no, I was
maybe
thinking,
Paul Rudd.
Atsuko
who plays D?
Okatsuka.
I don't know.
She have. Yes, that's exactly who I was thinking when you said that.
Oh.
She's so funny.
Who
Huh.
plays D? What's her name?
Oh,
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Actress that plays D. She'd be
Yeah,
none of us can think of her name, but she'd be funny.
That's awful.
yeah. Anyway,
It's
all right,
late,
that was-
guys. It's real late.
all right, I'll jump to another question here. So Mark, do you prefer when Greg is harsh with his judgment or surprisingly generous?
honestly, I think I prefer it when he's a little harsh, because I do feel like in the more recent series, he's been a bit softer,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. We're all stressed out. Be nice, but sometimes rules is rules.
It's also, I think, part of his character sometimes as like the Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Like just come down on him real hard.
I thought it was really funny when he picked out like something specific that one of them said, and like I just want to highlight this thing.
Yeah.
Like,
And those are what make it into the quote book usually. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
is it my turn for a question?
Mhm.
it is.
All
it
right.
is, yep.
Is it better when the contestants come on and generally try hard to get points, or when they just let go and are goofy and just have fun with it? This is almost a would you rather too.
Almost.
Yeah.
I think it's more fun to watch contestants who try their best, but also when they know they can't win,
Mm.
are willing to just make it as funny as possible, because that's
just-
what the show is.
It could get real serious if that was it. Like if that was all it was, and you were always everybody's gung ho and very competitive. I think that part of the fun of the show is if you've got somebody that's just like, all right, I'm just making the joke out of this. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm here to be stupid and like make this as ridiculous as possible.
I mean, this kind of goes with the question I was going to ask, but like, I don't like the show may not work with the weren't comedians on there who know how to
Yeah,
do this stuff.
that's
Because
true.
otherwise, again, it is just a very odd game show where they're doing ridiculous tasks. So without the ridiculous commentary around it,
Yeah.
it might not work. So that brings me. So my question for Mark was going to be: do you think the show works if you remove one or both of Greg and Alex? Like, obviously they've spun it off other places, but do you think it works without Greg or Alex?
I don't think. I mean, yeah, it can. I think if you've watched the show up to this point, maybe not, because
Mhm.
I feel like I don't. If one of them goes, I don't know that I will still be interested. But like, if that's where you start, I'm sure to be fine.
Yeah, I almost felt. I mean, I've only seen the one episode, but I almost felt like Alex was like kind of the essence of the show in a sense.
He
And-
absolutely.
yeah,
is.
granted, like obviously he created the show, so it makes sense that he, has that type of impact on the show. But yeah, I don't know.
Well,
so-
he's the link between
Mhm.
all of it, because he's there at every task
yeah,
with every contestant or team that's doing things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's kind of
being-
like the officiant there too. He's the
Yeah.
timekeeper
Yeah,
or
exactly.
the scorekeeper.
I think
Yeah.
Greg would be the easier of the two to like if you were recasting one of them.
Yeah,
could
because
get
you can
another-
find a great host,
Yeah,
like, probably easier than someone who. It's like having a showrunner. Like, you
Yeah.
take the
Yeah.
showrunner out of like a really popular TV show. That's often when the TV show, like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
kind of tanks or whatever. We've talked about that a lot before, but
Yeah.
Let's see. What are some unforgettable tasks that have been on the show?
Are we basing this on like what the task is, or the results of people doing the task?
Either
I
or.
think, yeah, I
I
think either.
I was
or.
thinking results, but
Okay.
yeah, whatever you get.
Okay, so for heaven's sake, I think so some of the more memorable tasks in the season that we were watching, there's one task, the shoe task. They have to,
There's a little chapel, a little abandoned chapel is the
Yeah.
setting.
and they're just pairs of shoes just sitting, setting up. They have
Dozens.
yeah. They have to display the shoe that Alex is thinking of. But they don't know which one it is. They have to ask yes or no questions.
Okay.
Fewest. I don't
think I
remember
might
if
have
it's
seen
fewest
fewest questions
yeah.
wins. I don't know if the time had anything to do with that as well.
Mhm.
Like if they had the same questions, whoever did it faster might win. I don't remember. But so each person, after they asked a question or answer or whatever, they had something different they had to do. So like Chris Ramsey always had to be like, no way, like after every question. So he'd be like, is it a left shoe? And he'd be like, no. So no way.
Bridget had to say, okay, but one more thing or
Okay,
something
but
like that.
Sophie had to become more and more exasperated by the end.
Which was natural.
yeah, for sure. And Judy had to laugh and like just her cackle.
Yeah.
I just had a memory come just rushing back to me now of us playing Quelf. And this has
It has some
vibes to
strong
it.
Quelf energy, yeah.
Yeah.
Like go find a spatula and
Yep.
hold it
Yep.
in
Do
your
something.
hand for the rest of the round.
Or there's in the game, if you've never heard of Quelf before, it's a ridiculous game. But one of the things is like it adds rules to the game that when this thing happens or when you do this, then you have to do this also has to happen, and there's global rules and not. It is very much that type of thing.
Yeah,
So like just
there
the
were ridiculous.
absurdity.
I remember there's like ridiculous challenges of like you have 5 minutes to compose a song about a tea kettle or something ridiculous like that. Like so yeah, that definitely good comparison.
I guess it tracks then that we definitely played some Quelf, and like the fact that you were in that you're in this show, you're into this show. I think there's some comparisons there. Like there's
Probably,
reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it is me, isn't it? I'm sorry. See, awkward pause. My bad. I think you already mentioned this, but you've watched some of the other versions of the show, right? Or no?
I have seen lots of clips of New Zealand and Australia. I've watched 1.5 episodes of the Norwegian spinoff.
How do you think that they differ, or do they differ? Are they just trying to copy off of it? Or are they their own thing?
Well, I think sometimes they do similar tasks, but from what I've seen, the tasks are never exactly the same. I don't think they're doing it. I mean, Australia and New Zealand, I would say, are largely comparable, but still they're unique in their own way. Norway is the one that felt the most different, and that may have been just a language barrier, because sometimes even with subtitles or whatever Norwegian I've studied, I didn't understand his explanations for why he was rating something
Mhm.
the way he was.
Yeah.
Because like what that person did, I'm like, no, that's a brilliant idea. I would have done that too. And then Taskmaster. Oh, but that's also just like part of the format. Like, it's not fair.
Mhm.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, what's one of the biggest unexpected competence moments in the show that you can remember? Because there are characters like Bridget Christie or some others who just seem to not fully comprehend like some of the tasks, or just like, they just question everything and why they're even there, sort of. At least that's the air they give off.
Yes. So they're in series 11. I don't remember. Series 10 or 11, I think 10 actually. There is Catherine Parkinson. She's an actress from the IT Crowd. If you ever watched that, she was quite incompetent at many tasks.
That's funny.
But I mean, she did very well in some of the tasks. But there was one task in particular. They had to make a marble run, and whoever could keep their marble going for the longest time would win. And she didn't even know what a marble run was before it started. So what she ended up doing was she sort of did like a pendulum thing where it was rolling back and forth. So everyone else was doing like a track.
Mhm.
So like maybe not knowing what it was helped her, but she definitely it was beautiful to see her like just.
Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's great. Would the show work without a live studio audience
It did.
during COVID
COVID,
time?
yeah.
During COVID time?
Yeah.
Okay, I
They
gotcha.
they didn't have the live studio audience. They were sitting farther apart on the stage. They moved the trophy to between Greg and Alex instead of on the other side, and they were showing to audiences after the fact
Mhm.
on like screens.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha. I was just thinking of like, this isn't the best comparison, but like Whose Line Is It Anyway, for example, where like I feel like the audience energy, like
They're a part
helps.
of it.
Yeah, because it kind of almost it makes the contestants more energized. Like
Mhm.
you can tell the contestants are feeding off the audience energy.
Sure.
When they're really getting into it, and it kind of seems like obviously I've only seen the one episode, but it kind of seemed a little bit similar. And the audience
Mhm.
reacts to things, and it kind of just adds to the the whole environment. But,
Yeah. I think I'd agree. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to watch more of it to know, but I think I agree with you that I could see how it could work without the audience being there necessarily. Like if you just piped in the laughter afterwards, like you could have convinced me that there was, not an audience present there. So
Well, interestingly, I was listening to the podcast earlier today, like while I was trying to repack my stuff, and Richard Herring, who was the winner of the Catherine Parkinson series, I think it was series 10, because he was the most recent winner before the Champion of Champions, so it had to be series 10. So when they did the Champion of Champions, that was with the live studio audience, but when he did his series,
Oh.
he didn't have the studio audience. So he kind of like
Mm.
talked about the difference before because it was like new having the people there, having the reactions was a very different feeling. It was exciting, maybe a little overwhelming, like things like that.
mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I think we're about ready to close things down, right? Am I asking one more question? Or
Yeah,
Sure,
we,
go
yeah,
for
we
it.
got
Okay.
a couple more minutes. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What's one prize from a prize task that you'd like to take home?
That last will and testament was pretty awesome.
That was really cool. It would probably be one of the earlier ones because they sort of became more and more ridiculous over time. And they weren't like as nice of things. Like someone put in their car once.
Oh my gosh.
But no, actually, you know what? In series 12, Desiree Birch brought in, I think, gosh, I'm going to get,
It's okay.
if I get the series wrong. I mean, Desiree Birch brought in a chaise lounge.
Oh.
That's pretty
It was purple. It was beautiful. And I'm like, oh, but then someone also brought a trip to Pompeii.
Oh.
cool.
Whoa.
That's funny. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I think I'd go for the trip to Pompeii.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Keep going. Keep
then,
going.
like Catherine Ryan, she brought in like flyer miles vouchers or whatever, so someone could fly for free to
That's
wherever
pretty
they were
cool.
going.
Yeah, so
Actually, maybe that one because then you get to choose where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
legitimately used to be actual prizes.
yeah.
And now you get a briefcase with a mystery object
From a trash
inside.
can.
Yeah.
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 In my mind, inside that briefcase, it was like the light from the end of Pulp Fiction. You guys know? I might have only been a joke. Michael, have you seen Pulp Fiction? I'm
I
guessing
have not seen it. No.
No, that's
no.
what the whole entire thing. There's this briefcase. They open it up and they just stuck a light. You only see the reaction of them opening it, and there's just this light shining up into their face, and
That's
so you have
funny.
to guess what's inside of it. So
Yeah, that's funny. Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, very
well,
cool.
Mark, what's the next big thing? We talked a little bit about series 21 coming up. We mentioned one person. Do you know any of the other people who are in the next one?
The only one that I knew offhand was Joel Domet,
Okay.
who is another comedian. I know him because Ed Gamble, who does the Taskmaster podcast, does like 7 other podcasts. And one of them it's a really great podcast called Off Menu.
Okay.
Where they just have someone come in and give like their ideal menu. And he was a guest on there, and he was really funny. So I did know who he was. The rest, I couldn't even tell you their names right now. Oh, wait, we did talk about one of them. Yanucci.
Yes, they were the creator and showrunner of Veep.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you know when that's coming out?
Spring.
Okay. So
Don't know a date yet.
yeah,
though.
it could be soon, but yeah. Anyone who wants to go check it out, like we said, they're all available on YouTube for free. They have playlists with like a complete series and all the episodes. So like if you want to watch it start to finish, that's a good place to go. Yeah. Anything else, Mark?
Watch it.
back to our elevator pitch. Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. We're so
Mark.
glad to hang out and talk with you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. This was awesome.
Especially last minute deciding on what we were even going to talk about, but you were very knowledgeable on it, and so I think we landed on a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Nick, what's next for the podcast?
Yeah, we got another Ben, not the Ben that's already on the podcast, coming to talk to us about fantasy sports. So that'll be fun. We're going to focus mostly, I think, on basketball and football, but I'm sure there'll be some other conversations about some other fantasy sports as well. So we're, I don't know. I guess, well, I'll save this question for later. I was going to ask whether or not you guys are into fantasy sports, but I guess you'll have to wait and find out until after we get to the episode
Oh,
itself.
big
So
teaser.
It is a big
Huge
teaser.
You really got to come back to
So,
find out.
hey, I got to be intriguing. We got to,
okay.
leave some mystery for them to be wondering. So I don't want to ask one of the questions too early,
Yeah.
But no, this has been fun. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys next time when we talk about fantasy sports.
Sounds
Later.
good. That's a wrap on this episode of Fandom of Fandoms. If you loved it, hit that follow button at FOF.pod on Instagram and Threads, and leave us a quick review wherever you're listening to this podcast. It's like fuel for our little nerdy spaceship. Got a fandom you want us to tackle? Shoot us a DM. Until next time, stay curious, stay passionate, and keep repping what you love.